Hi,
There
Jamie.
you go.
Quiet Monday.
Very quiet.
So is everything's hinged around ECB this week?
I'm not so sure ECB. I think what we're more likely to see is sort of, a bit of a hangover from the payrolls on Friday. I mean, they were quite disappointing, and we've had a pretty broad dollar sell-off since that point. It looks to me as though euro is trying to put in a bottom. I think if we can get above 134.45.50, I think we will have put in a medium-term bottom in the
Medium
euro.
term.
It looks
Medium
like
term.
euro.
That's a change in tune.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to me, technically, it looks like we're really trying to bottom out here. The ECB could change that at the end of the week. But my guess is, I mean, if you're just looking at the charts, I would say be very wary of a continued dollar sell-off here. I mean, I think the outside risk from the ECB is that they acknowledge that the Ukrainian crisis and the sanctions and things surrounding that could slow the economy more than the ECB had already anticipated. And that might bring a faster policy response in terms of bringing on QE. Things that the market thinks are, more towards the very tail end of 2014. Maybe that would be accelerated slightly because of those sanctions. I think we'll have to wait and see in the statement, or excuse me, in the press conference on Thursday what Draghi has to say about that. I think that's what I'll be most interested in is his calculus regarding the sanctions and the impact that they have on the European
economy.
economy.
The 134.50 level for turning medium term positive is interesting to me because I was just talking to Gonzalo Moreira, and everyone's talking about where they want to sell the euro. No one's talking about where they want to buy the euro.
Yeah, look, I'm not saying that we're in for an uptrend, but I think we would be in for a significantly deeper rebound.
The whole world's looking to short at 35. If 4.5 is an important level to you, you must be looking for higher numbers than 35, 35.20, right?
Yeah, I mean, the 135.5 area, I mean, that's always been sort of a critical level. It just seems we were in such a nice orderly downtrend, and that you saw that in euro sterling as well. We're seeing very similar price action in euro sterling, where it looks like we could get a significant retracement to the upside. I just have a feeling we've sort of played this out, and we didn't get the Fed giving us that sort of hawkish nudge that we needed to keep the ball rolling. If you look at the futures positioning, we're not wildly short in euro, but we are building. Euro shorts have been building week after week. There is sort of we are in a low volatility, complacent market, and the market is quite content being short. I mean, my guess is if you start making a little bit of headway, that complacency kind of goes out the window, and you get a bit of a squeeze. But are we good for more than a cent or a cent and a half here on a squeeze? Probably not.
Because I mean, halfway back would be about what we broke 650. Halfway back would be about 36.50.
Okay. Yeah. So my guess is we'll probably do a bit less than that. Maybe you do 38%. What does that put you? That puts you in the high 135s. 135 and 3/4 in that area.
U.S. dollar yen pulling back. My bias is to buy this break. What are you thinking?
That one looks disappointing to me as well. I mean, if you had held above sort of the 130, the 102.70 area, I still had a topside bias, but that's kind of going by the boards as well. I mean, much below 102.50 here, and it looks like we're slipping right back into ranges. Aussie, similar situation. If we get much above 93.30, it looks to me as that we're going to trade right back into that old range. We seem to be the bullish momentum in the dollar seems to be flagging across the board. So it's hard. I'm not getting necessarily bullish bearish on the dollar, but I just think the bullish momentum is running out. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thanks, Jim.
And it does seem to be broad-based.
Yeah, okay, so just like it was a broad-based advance, you're looking for a broad-based correction.
Yes, unfortunately, and that's the last thing. I think it's the last thing we all want. Everyone's looking for direction. We'd love to see a nice, tradable trend. But I just fear that the momentum we saw in kind of mid-July is waning, and we could be in for a quiet end of the summer here with a slight downside dollar bias.
Okay, partner. Thank you for your insights.
You're welcome. Take care.